Now, I don't. Just so we don't miss nothing, because you said you wanted to allude to the moment that changed your life. I want you to go into that. Go ahead.
Which the moment that changed my life?
You said you alluded to it earlier when we was talking about.
Oh no, I was just talking about like no ID. Oh yeah. So no, because what ended up happening. So I went work for I told you Vinny Kumar got me. He introduced me to Ghazi. Met with Ghazi, had a good meeting. Hired me on the spot. And so I was the Atlanta guy. And at the time, Empire wasn't known in Atlanta like that. Because I remember when I was first telling people I worked for Empire, it was like the TV show. I was like, nah, like it's distribution company. So, but after, a couple of hits were put out, Rich Homie Quan, Flex.
It's right behind you.
Huh? Oh, where?
It's right behind you.
Oh, that's crazy. Let me see how many. Oh, Wife and Luke. No. Was this through Empire? This might have been through Empire, because I don't. Yeah, I think a lot of these. Yeah, a lot of these was through Empire type of way. Yeah, Dove. Yeah, well, that's crazy. But yeah, so after a while, people knew who Empire was, and so I did that for a while. And at the time, like I said, No ID, who had met probably 10 years prior, he was at Def Jam, and he was leaving Def Jam to go to Capitol. And I had signed the artist that he had called Snow Allegra to Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember.
I know exactly.
And
so he was like yo, I'm about to leave Def Jam to go to Capitol. They got there's a company there under the Capitol Music Group called Priority, right? And Priority is a legendary company who Jay-Z first put Reasonable out through, Master P whole catalog, Snoop, a whole bunch of people, Too Short. So he was like, I talked to Lucian, who was the head of Universal. He was like,
he at the top.
You talking about Lucian Grange?
Yeah, Lucian Grange. He was like, yo, I talked to Lucian.
That's Drake boy.
Exactly. So he was like, yo, I talked to Lucian, and Lucian was like, do it, So he was like, yo, I told him you at Empire, and you understand the distribution thing, and we want to relaunch Priority as a distribution company. So ended up leaving Empire and going to over to Capitol. Because under Capitol, just like for people who don't understand, it's like 8 different companies under Capitol. It's called Capitol Music Group, and it's like, so Motown was under there. It's no longer there. Obviously, Capitol Records. They have a jazz label called Blue Note. They have an EDM label called Astroworks. You have Capitol Christian, Caroline, Virgin Music. Caroline now is Virgin Music. So
they merged.
Nah, they just changed the name.
Okay.
Yeah, so just a name change. But yeah, so Priority was an imprint under there, but there was nothing going on, and so I went over there, me and my boy Fuzzy, to run that company, and had a great time doing that. And I did that for a few years, and then I did that. I think we did that for a year, and then they promoted me to vice president over at Caroline at the time, and yeah, man, and I had a good time doing that as well.
So what would you say about these artists who think like, oh, my boy Serge work at Capitol, I know he can give me a deal.
Yeah.
Like, for real, like why I can't get a deal? You working with QC,
know, bro, like
Wolfpack and Lil Baby.
I ain't gonna lie, like that's the biggest misconception in the music business, and people end up not liking you and all that. And that's why I try my best to communicate. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because people don't realize how much, like, they think it's you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you an example. I ain't gonna say no names because I'm cool with this dude. Like, we end up squashing this. I ain't gonna throw him under the bus. So dude came to me, right? Legendary dude, older legendary dude came to me. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do something." I bring it to the to the people over me, and they was like, "Nah," right? So I'm like, "All right, cool." So I went back. I told them, I was like, "Nah, they ain't working with it." So he went to somebody above them, right? And guess what they did?
Nothing.
They came back, they shot me an email saying, "Hey, such and such just shot me an email. What do you think?" So I'm like, oh, so he went and tried to, you know what I'm saying? So then I hit him, I'm like, yo, bro, like I told you they wasn't feeling it. Like, you thinking you gonna go to this dude, bro, they got me, that's what they got me here for.
So they waiting on you to say if you like it.
Yeah, but they don't, when they ask me that, that means they don't really even want it. They just want somebody else to throw under the bus. Because what they'll do is they'll get me to say no, and then they'll forward that to him and be like, oh, no, I ain't not. But they really don't want it. Because anything they want, they can do. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, So, yeah, but, like, people don't understand sometimes, like, that's why they got you in there, right? Like, because if it's something black, urban, right? Like, and they might not understand it or whatever, that's what they got you there. So, but I told them I had brought it to them attention already, but he thought going to the top.
And still didn't do nothing. So
they still going to circle
why
back.
you think people don't understand that it's a such thing as a tax write-off?
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Yeah, I think like sometimes, man, like people they're more concerned with getting that advance than actually a career, right? And so I think like and it's everything from managers, because I've seen like a lot of managers in the beginning,
and then you don't see them no more once they get the money.
Once they get that commission,
yeah. The artist
now the artist is on the island.
Can't communicate with people because the manager got all the numbers and connects.
So I've seen different cases of what we call pump and dumpers, where a dude pump up the numbers, get a deal, and just disappear. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot of different cases of things that we look for. Like I said, when it comes to research, for people, not understanding how it works, like, they just got to remember, like, it's called the music business. And they just be focused on my music. Bro, what about the business?
So do you have any stories about artists who lied about not being signed to nobody?
Oh, of course, bro. Of course. Like that.
They're like, no, I'm not signing nobody, and then you got to find out.
Yeah, no, that's happened. Like, it was an artist I met with. I didn't sign them. Another, like, Motown signed them, right? But the dudes that I met with, because I wanted to sign them, you know what I'm saying? But they was like, nah. And then Motown ended up signing them. And then dude hit me. I'm like, bro, I don't work with them. Like, we in the same building, but I don't work with, like, I don't work for them. And he was like, yo, he signed, So I had to, I was like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I kind of like stepped away, but he was signed to them because, they came with him and everything. And, but yeah, he went down there, they did the deal, and they found out, obviously, after the deal was done, that he was still signing somebody else. And, you're not supposed to do that. Like,
so what happened?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if they worked it out or what.
They already gave him the money though.
I don't think they had gave him the money yet. I don't think because he announced, as soon as he signed, he announced it, and that's when dude called me, and he was like, "Yo," I was like, "Bro, I don't work for them, so I kind of like stayed away from it." But yeah, like certain artists, you gotta watch for that. He wanted that money, and he took the risk of just saying, "Hey, I just deal with it in court or whatever it was," but. Yeah, but I don't think he had got the money because as soon as he announced it on Instagram.
Yeah, he shouldn't have did that. He should have waited.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear, you were the vice president of A&R for Capitol Records, correct?
Yeah.
That sounds like a damn good job.
And I got to explain that too, bro. Mm-hmm. Vice president of A&R don't necessarily mean power. It just, you pay. You pay.
Right.
That's all it means. And I think I want to let people know that like you could be president and still don't have no power. Like, when I was at Priority, I was director and had more power than I did when I became vice president. You get what I'm saying? And as a director, I wasn't making, as a vice president, I made like double, almost triple, probably triple, because I jumped from director straight to vice president. But but I had more power as a director because I was
saying you made more money, but you had less power.
Yes.
And then you was getting less money, but you had a lot of power.
Exactly, because it was like,
wow.
You could have called me and like, yo, I want distribution there. All right, cool, yo, Russell, send him the paperwork real quick. Boom. And then now we moving. Now, vice president, hey, what's the engagement? What's the numbers look like? Nothing much going on. Okay, let's wait till, all right, cool. Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So titles, a lot of that time, that's just to justify your pay.
I was just gonna ask because I was said it sounds like a great job.
Yeah. No, it's an amazing job. Yeah.
But you ended up leaving.
Yeah.
Talk about why you left.
So during that time, my guy, Big, who's the CEO of Wolfpack, and for those that don't know, like the main artist that Wolfpack is Lil Baby. So Lil Baby signed to Wolfpack as well. Obviously, Quality Control, the CEO of Wolfpack and P.
So can you speak on that, the origins of the Wolfpack and QC situation?
Yeah. I mean, like him and P are just close friends, right? So Lil Baby was this guy, like what I'm saying, like he was been in Lil Baby's life 7-8 years, what I'm saying, prior to, and when Lil Baby went to jail and he got out, he wanted to start rapping. Wolfpack signed him and obviously brought him to his man P, and they partnered with Wolfpack Quality Control and made history. You know what I'm saying? So Wolfpack at the time though had distribution through Caroline, and that's how I met him. And
that's the company inside of Capital, right?
Yeah, okay. Distribution company inside Capital, and that's how I met him, right? Because he had Rennie Rucci at the time. He had Rennie Rucci signed to him, and he was like, "Bro, I need help," because it was like, "Yo, I'm just being me by myself." You know what I mean? So I started helping him, and I would come down here a lot, and we just built a rapport, and I liked what he was doing because he really believed in his artists and whatever it took, he was willing to do, and then he went and signed Mad Mark, and he signed Highland Star, and I kind of fell in love with that process of developing rather than chasing. So then when my contract was up, I was like, yo, let me and him, obviously had conversations, and he was like, yo, what you getting paid over there? All right, I may not be able to do that, but so we agreed on something, and moved back to Atlanta, bro, and like I said, I fell in love with being on this side of the desk, which is we're developing, and I'm not just chasing things because it's doing numbers.
But it still feel like you work for the label, just off of the way you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't really matter if you got this title or not.
Exactly.
You know
exactly. Yeah.
A lot of people in your position of power, they can't come back to the streets.
Yeah, and that's sad.
They can't come back to the streets. So it's like when the Capitol situation ended, I didn't even know. I didn't even ask you about it. You end up telling me about it, like, hey, I'm doing this now, and I'm like,
now
I didn't feel no difference. You know
people still hit me to this day, like, yo, I got an artist, and I'm like, yo, now I'm over here doing this, like we building, like, you know what I'm saying, and we trying to break these artists first before we go and start just signing more things. You know what I'm saying? So
Bishop told me a story a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
and he was at a club, and they played Mad Mark, and I don't know what club. I don't remember what club.
We was on the north side. We was at with Deuce.
Oh yeah. And I forgot some
DJ
club,
Ray G.
the lounge. Yeah, the lounge.
It was
something lounge.
I'm gonna find the lounge.
Yeah, the hookah lounge.
But he was saying, he was like, he know Mad Mark buzzing.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you in that motherfucker, and these folk going crazy. These folk know that shit word for word. I want to ask you, what do you think makes, or what will make Mad Mark a superstar in this business?
What will make him? Honestly, like, Kid is an amazing artist, bro. Kid is fire. Makes great music. I think him opening up to the world, cause he just got to get more active on socials, and when people cause he's hilarious. Like when we talk to him, we cool. He hilarious, but you won't get that. Like, and I think, and that's what we're working on with him now. And he's starting to open up a little bit more. And I think when he does that, and people actually get to know him, I think that's what'll take that turn. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he got it though. When it comes to that music, like the next stuff we about to drop on him, bro, it's exciting.
Yeah, the song I think that they was singing, it was some of his old shit.
Yeah, Campbellton.
Yeah, it was the Campbellton song. And I'm just like, damn, they was going crazy. And then when that slide, when that dropped, they was going crazy.
Yeah, that Campbellton.
But it made me, you know how you feel like I just be working, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I just do the work.
Exactly.
You know, and every so often you'll just be like, I think we got something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Let me double up. Let me send his email out a couple more times.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, let me post him a couple more times. Like he almost where he need to be.
Yeah, for sure. Now we love the trajectory of where his career is going, man. So, yeah. And like I said, like it's just a slow grind, right? Because like, you know, we've seen a lot of the artists, like especially like during quarantine. During quarantine was a funny year because that's when TikTok was probably the busiest, and we've seen a lot of records take off, and as fast as they took off, like
it was over.
It was over.
And the artists was over. A lot of artists gave up.
Yeah,
they quit.
But the reason why, you know, and I did a case study on this, is that people fell in love with the song. They never fell in love with the artist, right? And like, and even worse, I think it was some songs they fell in love with the 15-second clip.
Yeah, the soundbite.
Right? Like,
Drake song that what's the
Keisha, the Kiki? That one?
That one.
Yeah.
When dude did the dance move and he was jumping out the car.
Yeah.
What's Shiggy?
Shiggy.
Yeah. You never even got to the to the city girl. You never got to the second verse of the song. It was just that first 20 or 30 seconds. And I was at Gold Room, I think. And when I seen that shit happen, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's Drake.
Yeah.
And they not even playing the whole song. It's just they do the little dance challenge. Everybody in the club do the challenge, and then bow, it's the next
song. So that's what's been happening a lot lately for songs, and that's the dangers, and that's why with me, I still believe in the streets, right? Because it's like, yo, like when you have a record that takes off on the internet, on TikTok or Instagram, whatever it is, because you know it might be some on IG Reels or wherever it takes off at. Like, you still need the streets, because it's like the streets, when the DJs are playing it, that's going to lead into people booking you. And when people book you, now people can actually see who the artist is. You get what I'm saying? Because all they're seeing is the soundbite of other people doing the song, right? That's almost like, what's his name? Beatbox. I felt like the influencer was more known. Yeah,
he damn near made more money than the
that's why I got him. You get what I'm saying?
Talking about Juju or he was in all the strip clubs doing the dance.
Dude,
and he was booked. He might do 3-4 clubs a night.
There you go.
And everybody was trying to dance like him, but spot him, got him.
Yeah,
you can be at Walmart and walk right past him.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know what he looked like, and I think he kept going back and forth to jail. So it was
exactly.
By the time it was going, he was just it's crazy.
Definitely.
So artist development is still
no, it's still I think it just comes in the form of artist development nowadays. It comes in the form of putting music out and developing the story on who the artist is, right? Because now videos are cheaper. Back then, you know, videos cost, right? Cameras and all that, but now they're cheaper. So now artist development comes in the form of putting out multiple videos and, you know, projects and things like that. So it comes in that form of building fans that way. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just like whereas artist development before was just like shows, like, you know, work on your show and things like that or whatever. But I think nowadays it comes in the form of putting tapes out.
You got to still be consistent.
Yeah, consistency.
If you think you just finna do one song and everybody finna love it, man, you done lost your goddamn mind.
Oh yeah, nah, definitely.
And shout out to the rest of the Wolfpack roster: Rico Red, Destiny,
Destiny,
Rennie Rucci, Highland Star.
Yeah,
I love Highland Star.
Yeah, nah, dude, we got some stuff. It's exciting, bro. Like, we got Highland right now with the choreographer working on. You know, he getting better on that. Destiny's new tape, crazy. And then Rico Red got a new record called Chanel we about to drop. So
have you heard any of Lil Baby new album?
No. I don't work with Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? Because that was gone before me. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I just focus on the newer acts. But I know his shit fire, bro.
Did you go to the premiere for the documentary?
I was out of town with Mark somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, the night it happened, I was out of town with Mark somewhere.
Did you get a chance to see it?
Yeah. I think every artist should watch the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he like a A-Town Kanye right now.
Yeah. Nah, like, for real, bro. Because what's dope about it is or every artist. I love the fact that they focus on the struggle, because it's like every artist goes through that point where they feel like they supposed to be getting 10,000 off the bat. It's just like, nah, bro, like 2,500, 1,500.
Yeah, because he said he was like, man, I don't even like, I might have to go pick up
6 hours. Like I gotta go to 6 hours to go pick up 2,500.
But I like Lil Baby. It shows that he's been around a lot of OGs. Right. He disciplined. Exactly. He patient.
Exactly.
And he just, he got his own mind too, because I think the Grammys, that shit kind of pissed a lot of people off with, but. P talked to him, Coach K talked to him, and then he still had his own mind. Exactly. He like, hey man, people in jail want to see me at the Grammys and this, and a lot of artists don't have that.
Yeah, he's wise beyond his years, bro. Because like he's wise himself, but then obviously the people he got around him helps even more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, kid's extremely smart for sure.
We got a couple more questions. We're gonna get you on up out of here, brother. Now, sure. Speaking of working people, you work with a lot of greats. Mm-hmm. Don't just do some name association. Give me something you learned from them, or a good story you got about them.
Okay.
We're gonna start with Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri, good story or something I learned from him? I mean, I got so many stories. But something I learned from JD. I think this is the best advice. Like, it wasn't for me, but just like, JD's like, that's my boy. Like, we talk, like, you know what I mean? That's my boy. And I remember, I forgot who he was talking to. It might have been another artist, but I just happened to be in the room. And he was like, yo, like, whatever problems you going through, whatever in life, like hardships or whatever, he said, bro, all it takes is one song. Like, that's all it takes. It's one song can change your life. Like, you know what I mean? And I think whatever artist he was talking to, they was going through something personal. And he was like, man, leave that shit out the studio. Focus on that one song that's going to change your career. And that's something that just always stuck with me, because, like, we've watched how one song can literally just change, like, a lot of people's lives. Like, you know what I mean? And that's something that stuck with me. You know what I mean? That's all it takes, bro. Just one song. Change your life.
Mike Caren.
Yeah. Mike Caren. I'm going to give you something he gave me. He said, Mike Caren is a scientist.
Yeah, when it comes to this music. When I went to APG, he had that big book, how to create a hit record.
So
he definitely in science class.
Yeah. So I ain't gonna give you all of it. I'm gonna give you some of it. But basically, like, he has like this book on how to make a hit, and I remember he told me this. He was like, "Yo," and I went and looked it up. So basically, like, he has this thing on like how to make a hit, and then if you have a great song, how you can turn the great song into a hit, right? And it could just be with like just little changes, like changing this to this, like, can help, right? And so he was like, yo, most hit songs start with I or you. Mm-hmm. So Usher has made a whole career off of you.
And Ja Rule too.
Yeah. So you remind me, you don't have to call, right? So, and it's because it's personal, right? It's personal, right? Because it's like, it's I or you. So look, so he was like, go look at the book of, so the Billboard had a book of like hits from 1960s. And when you go to I or you, they're the biggest chapters. You get what I'm saying?
Like Ride or Die and all that old shit. Like, it just, I used to read a lot of books about songwriting, so it's definitely in those books. Yeah, it's like the vowels. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. You create hooks off the vowels or whatever, and you just stretch those words. What about Ghazi?
I was just about to
Ghazi taught me information, how to have like a lot of the information, because that's how he was able to close a lot of deals. So Ghazi would know stuff like, yo, if I get you on this playlist, you'll do this amount of and then you'll make this amount of money. Like, Ghazi is real, like, he knows numbers, right? And shitload of information. You know what I'm saying? And so Ghazi was ahead. So when I was working with Ghazi, like the labels weren't on playlists like that. Ghazi was already on the playlist, right? Labels was still, iTunes was still a thing. You know what I'm saying? So they were still focused on iTunes, and Ghazi was already on the playlist. And once the labels like got on that, to where like they focused on streaming, when they realized, okay, iTunes is dead and we're gonna focus on streaming, then that's when they kind of like basically took over all of the real estate on the playlist. But if, like, just knowing information and having that information to be able to close deals, like that's what I learned from Ghazi. And obviously, like, you know, I learned a lot as far as like distribution, how distribution works, and all of the different things on, you know, like even worldwide, right? Like how to break records worldwide, like distribution, right? Because like one thing I didn't know is like our New Music Friday here ain't the exact same thing in these other countries. Like, you get what I'm saying? And and I think one of the main reasons, that's one of the main advantages majors do have over like most companies, independent companies, is that there's a universal here, right? There's a universal in Canada, there's a universal in Mexico, there's a universal in Africa, there's a right? So when they have a priority on something, they can activate all of those different regions, right? And like, so a major is great at creating global artists, because once they activate all of those offices in every region, they're able to like turn an artist global.
That's what they was. I watched some interviews. They was trying to do that with Biggie.
Right.
If he didn't die at the party, he was going to go to London.
Exactly.
And he was going to be activated.
Exactly.
Worldwide.
So now from an independent, like, so to give you game on the independent thing, and then you see guys in Africa a lot, right?
Right.
Like, he's building that up, right? Like, and that's because even in Africa, I don't know if you guys know this, but in Africa, like, they're building like this technology where balloons, it's gonna be like these balloons that's gonna be in the air, but those balloons are gonna offer internet. Like, so you do know Spotify is only in 4 countries in Africa right now. So once these balloons get activated, where like basically it's gonna be like internet, basically free.
Streams going up.
So remember, you know how big Africa is, right?
Yes.
Spotify is only in 4 countries. So once this technology of where internet becomes prevalent, because I think they even still on 3G out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we on 5G, they on 3G still. So once that becomes like a thing, the music in Africa is going to explode. It's already exploding now with like just all over the world. But I'm just talking about in that continent where they from. Once that whole region, everybody gets Spotify and all that. So that's why Ghazi be knowing stuff like that. So he be ahead, like, you know what I'm saying? And you guys see what's happening with Latin music right now too. Like, Bad Bunny been number 1, number 2 for at least 7-8 weeks. Same thing. You know what I mean? You got to understand, like, because I dabbled in that world too. You know what I'm saying? And like, their fans just engaged, bro. Like I remember I went to Mexico City with one of the artists we had signed, and like, bro, the fans was outside waiting in the like front of the hotel. Like, they don't do that no more. Not in the rap world, at least.
Hell no.
Like, they was out there waiting, bro, like a mob, waiting for the artist to pull up. You know what I'm saying? So the point I wanted to make though was this. So just like I said, there's a universal here. So as an independent artist, how you can like kind of use that same formula by doing music with artists from these other regions. You get what I'm saying?
Jump
like,
into their algorithm.
There you go. You get what I'm saying? So if there's an artist that's popping in London, obviously if he's a major artist, he probably ain't gonna do nothing with you, but find someone that's on your level and connect with him, because he might turn into something. You get what I'm saying? So boom, find somebody in London. Boom, if there's an African artist, do something with him. If there's a Latin artist, like, and that's how you can activate yourself.
And that's something that really kind of like irks me about niggas, like saying they trying to come up and shit. It's like, hey, y'all niggas need to do a song where shit, my feature price is nigga, your feature price is shit.
Yeah. A lot of people don't.
You trying to nothing plus nothing equals nothing.
And I hate when motherfuckers be like, I might say, hey man, do an Afrobeat song, or do a gospel, inspirational song, and then you want to be mixed in with the hip hop. Oh man, that ain't my lane.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting at the fucking Grammys and Lil Baby nominated twice and he win once for a gospel song.
Yeah, yeah.
And he got a political song.
Exactly.
And then he got the strip club song. So it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Everybody just ain't gonna make it, man.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I'm keep it real with you though, Bishop and Chris. Like, bro, a lot of people just don't know, bro. That's just what I come to realize. I think we assume they do, bro. A lot of people just don't know. You know what I mean? And I like my patience. I've gotten better with patience with teaching. You get what I'm saying? Like really. That I mean, they say common sense ain't common. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people just don't know, and you just gotta teach. You know what I'm saying? I just been more patient now, just teaching them why. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they just don't have a clue. They just think this shit is easy. And like I said, bro, it's called the music business. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, they focus on the music but don't have that business side like prepped and ready. You know what I mean? So,
last question.
Yeah.
What's one piece of information that every artist should know that they probably don't? I don't want it at that publishing and no. We want shit.
The reason why, I'm gonna give you one. You should want to do a deal when you have some motion, right? And the reason why, and this is what I mean by motion, like you moving, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't start shopping for a deal. I'm gonna take it back to what Bishop said earlier. You shouldn't be trying to like shop for a deal and you don't got nothing going on, because that's how you end up a tax write-off, right? Like, you should want to start shopping for a deal. You shouldn't even shop for a deal. Let them come looking for you, right? Mm-hmm. Because what ends up happening is, just because you get signed doesn't mean anything's actually going to happen, right? Because like me as an A&R, right? Like, because the A&R might be passionate, I want to sign you, and we get the deal done, but I don't do marketing. Now I got to explain to the marketing people, because they're not part of the like A&R meetings. You know what I'm saying? The A&R meetings are just A&Rs. Like, we sign them and then boom. Like, when we getting ready to put out a record, we got to go to the marketing team. Now, if the marketing team don't share the same passion as me, you gonna be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, artists, when you do deals, get to know who the marketing people are as well. As like, you know what I mean? Come in the office, treat them with respect. Like, you know what I mean? Get to know them. You know what I'm saying? Like, make them your best friend, because that's really the A&R's job is to handle the music and all that stuff or whatever. But the marketing people, that's who's gonna put you out there and come up with different ideas on how to actually get you to the next level. You know what I mean? So I think my advice would be like, get some motion first, man. Because like I said, if you don't, you just get signed, and they're gonna do very minimal when they do. Like, when you don't have motion, they're gonna do very minimal. They're just gonna put your stuff out there, don't react,
and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
because guess what? Guess what with Sony?
Yeah,
they got 21 Savage.
Yeah,
they got Future.
Yeah,
and they got Travis Scott.
Exactly.
They don't give a fuck if nobody else sell.
Absolutely, it's a numbers game, right? Because it's like, hey, that's how the game is played, right? Like, if, let's say I just focus on TikTok artists. If I just want to start a record label and I just wanted to focus on TikTok artists, let's say I signed 10, right? And I gave each of them $500,000 a piece, right? So what's that? That's $5 million. Mm-hmm. But out of that 10 was a Little Nas X. Guess what? He paid for all of them and more. Mm-hmm. And then I'm still gonna get something out of one of the 9. Like, you get what I'm saying? And that's really how the game is played. So let me sign 10. One's gonna pay for all, and I'm still might get a little something out of these guys, but this one right here done pay for everybody.
Artists watching this never ever in life forget that goddamn ratio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or else you're gonna be on Hard Drive Music Group in conjunction with Never Coming Out Records.
and they signing everybody.
Facts.
For sure. We just signed a couple artists.
Man, what? They not gonna blow.
And they not coming out.
They next to not blow, goddamn it. Serge, Last word, brother.
Yeah.
You get the final word, bro.
Last word. I don't know, man. Just I don't know. Hit me up.
Yeah,
Hollywood Serge.
You,
yeah. Hollywood Serge on Instagram. That's the only place I'm at. Instagram at Hollywood Serge. Hollywood SERGE. And if you guys got questions, whatever, hit me.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to thank you guys for having me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, one more. I had to ask this because I brought it up in the car. I had to ask this shit.
Yeah.
How the fuck you end up in the section with Rich Paul, LeBron James, and Kevin
Hart? Y'all want to know that story?
Yeah.
That was a mistake. You know that, right? You know that was a mistake?
It didn't look like it on the picture.
No, actually, if you think about it, why am I not looking at the camera?
Because you was supposed to be there.
No. I didn't know they was taking the picture, bro. I was that drunk. But I'm going to tell you the picture. So, boom. My man Hollywood Hino, right? That's my boy. He trains Kevin Hart. So he went out of town. So he was like, yo, I got, because you had to have like a key. So it was like this whole thing, right? So he's like, yo, get my key. You good. Go to Kevin Hart joint, right? So I'm by myself. So I go. Usher come in. He was by himself. He was with his security. It was him and the security. So when he seen me, he was like, oh, yo, he told the security, nah, I'm good. Me and Serge gonna run around. So I'm just running around as his wingman. So, he running up to everybody. So when we got to the stairs where everybody was at, they was like, he's talking to LeBron, he's talking to everybody, and they all talking. I'm looking to the side. And I didn't know they was taking a picture because by the time I was already lit, it was free tequila, all that. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm down in the tequila. And so that's how I ended. I didn't even know a picture was being taken.
So did your phone, did your text messages?
Oh, no, it was crazy because I was on TMZ and all that. Because I think me and Usher, we went to another spot after that. So TMZ had me and him coming out the joint. Yeah, so that was like, random, bro. Super random. And then Kevin Hart posted this, so mad people was like, yo, Serge, like, look. I was like, I don't know. Just one of them.
Be like that, one of them nights.
Yeah. Another masterclass in just networking and just showing the fuck up. And, and on that, for Bishop, for myself, No Beard, Chris, for Hollywood Serge, we appreciate you for having us.
Yeah.
Punn Intended podcast, appreciate y'all for tuning in. We out.